welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well today. So up till now, our Cafegram app is only capable of displaying content. We need to find a way for users to add a new cafe. In this lesson, we will create a new screen that displays an input form for collecting cafe information. In the form, it will let users pick a cafe photo from the built-in photo library. Okay? Also, you will learn some other cool stuff, such as how to create a form using a static table view, how to use Uiimagepickercontroller to select a photo from the built-in photo library or take photos, and finally, how to define auto layout constraints using NS layout constraint. In the first few videos, we've gone through the basics of table views. The table views that I covered are dynamic in nature. Usually you create a prototype cell and then populate it with dynamic content, okay? However, table views are not limited to present dynamic content. Sometimes you may just want to use a table view to present a form or a setting screen, okay? In this case, a static table view is what you need. Static table views are ideal for situations where there are a predefined number of data items to be displayed. Okay, and Xcode allows developers to create static table views with minimal code. To illustrate how easy you can use Storyboard to implement a static table view, we will build a new screen for adding a new cafe. Okay guys, so if you're ready now, let's get started. To begin, download this image pack and add the images to the assets catalog, okay, like this. Okay, also don't forget to tick this option, resizing, okay, preserve vector data. Cool. And now go to main.storyboard here and drag a new table view controller from the object library to the storyboard. Okay, so here, like this. Okay, select the table view in the document outline here, and in the attributes inspector, change the content option from dynamic prototypes to static cells. Okay, so here, sorry, choose this one, static cells. Okay, once changed, you will have a table view with 3 empty static cells here, as you can see. Okay, you can easily increase the number of cells by selecting the table view section in the document outline. Okay, here, table view section, and then change the option from 3 to 6, like this. Cool. Now we will lay out each of the table view cells. Okay, so for the first cell, this one, okay, change its height to 200 here, 200, and press enter. Okay, and change the background color to light gray in attributes inspector. Here, light gray color. Okay, no, sorry, not this light gray. We're going to add our light gray. Okay, so here in this section, or maybe this one, sorry, let me find it. Choose RGB sliders. Okay, and here you're just going to write 241, 243, and 245, I think, like this. Yes, perfect. So 241, 243, and 245. Okay guys, and here we have our own light gray color. Cool. And then set selection option to none in the attributes inspector here. Cool. Then drag an image view from the object library to it. Image view, okay, like this. In the attributes inspector, set the image to photo, okay, here. Either you can write it and press enter, or you can select it here, okay, like this. Cool. Resize the image to 24 by 18 points, okay, here. 24 by 18 points, press enter, okay. And place it right at the center of the cell. Click align here, and to add both the vertical and horizontal layout constraint. Okay, so thick horizontally in container and vertically in container, and then add two constraints. Cool. Then for the second cell, change its height to 88. Okay, here, this one, 88, like this in the size inspector. Press enter. In the attributes inspector here, set the selection option to none, okay, like this. This ensures the cell doesn't change its color even if it's touched, okay. Then drag a label to the cell and change its title to name, okay. Label, okay. Change its title to name like this. Press enter. Okay, optionally change its font to headline style and font color to dark gray. Okay, so here we're going to choose dark gray color. Okay, and here this one, okay, headline style. Cool. Then press done. Then drag a text field to the cell and put it under the name label. Here, text field, okay, like this, and place it under the label like this, for instance. Okay, the text field is a control for capturing the user input and displaying the editable text. Typically you use it to gather small amounts of text from users. Okay, in the attributes inspector, set the placeholder value to fill in the cafe name. Okay, so here in attributes inspector, placeholder, fill in the cafe name, okay, like this. Press enter and set the border style to none, okay, here, this one. Cool. A placeholder is displayed when there is no other text in the text field. Okay, next select both name label and the text field, okay, like this. Click the embed in stack button to embed them in a stack view. Okay, so here, stack view. Cool. Then click the add new constraints button to add the spacing constraint for the top, left, bottom and right sides here. Okay, so here you are going to say 5 for the top, 2 for right and left sides, like this. Okay, and here we're going to say 1. Okay, and this time you are going to let the constraint margins option checked. Okay, cool. Then you can add 4 constraints like this. Okay, the text field doesn't look as expected. Make sure the stack view is selected, okay, here in the document outline. Then go to the attributes inspector and change the alignment option from leading to fill here. Okay, also change the spacing value to 5 here, like this. Cool. For the third, fourth and fifth cells, repeat the same procedures, okay, but set the label to type, address and phone respectively. What I'm going to do is selecting the stack view in the document outline and copy paste it like this. Okay, and then you just have to do that. Okay, you take it and place it right under the content view here, like this. Normally it should work. No, it didn't work. So I'm going to repeat it again. Select it, then place it under like this. Cool. Okay, but before, sorry guys, I think we have to increase the height of the cell to 88. Okay, like this. Press enter, and now it's better. Okay, and here we're going to give some constraints to this tag view. Okay, or maybe change its title first. So here in the attributes inspector, you're going to say type like this. Okay, press enter, and here fill in the cafe type. Okay, like this. Cool. Press enter. Okay, and now we're going to give some constraints to this tag view. Okay, so here we said 5 for the top, 2 for left and right sides, and here 1. Okay, and this time also you have to take this option. Okay, then press add for constraints. Cool. So we have to repeat these procedures twice again. So here we're going to change its height to 88. Press enter. Maybe this one too. Okay, 88. Press enter, and now we can just copy paste again this tag view. So copy paste. You take this one, okay, and place it under here. Okay, cool. Also, we have to change the titles of this object. Okay, so here it's gonna be address like this. Press enter. Here fill in the cafe address. Okay, like this. Press enter, and now we are going to give some constraints as usual. Okay, so here 1, here 2, here 2, oh sorry, 5, and here 1. Okay, and then you let this option checked and you press add for constraints. Cool. And finally the last one, so I'm going to copy paste it again, place it here. Okay, change the titles. Okay, so this one it's phone, oh sorry, phone like this. Okay, and here fill in the cafe phone. Okay, like this. Cool. Okay, now we are going to give some constraints. Okay, like this, and add 4 constraints. Cool. And finally, you can close all these table view cells. Okay, and finally for the last one, for the last cell, which is for users to input the cafe description, it needs a bigger area. Okay, so set the cell's height to 125 points in the size inspector. Here 125. Press enter. Okay, then drag a label to the cell and name it description. Okay, label, and here place it here like this, for instance, and we're going to name it description. Okay, description. Press enter. Again, change its font to headline here. Okay, and color to dark gray. Okay, here dark gray. Cool. Okay. Next, drag a text view from the object library to the cell. Okay, text view, and place it under the description label. Okay, like this. Okay, a text view is similar to a text field, but it allows you to enter multiple lines of text. Okay, in the attributes inspector, replace the initial text with a great cafe to try out. Okay, here, delete it, a great cafe to try out. Okay, like this, press enter. Okay, also change its background color to light gray. So here we're going to choose our custom light gray color. So here again, RGB sliders, and we're going to change the values to 241, 243 and 245 like this. Okay, and press enter. For the font, change it to body text style. Okay, here, body text style, this one. Okay, now embed both the label and the text view in a stack view. Okay, by selecting them, and here you are going to select stack view like this. Okay, in the attributes inspector, change the alignment option to fill. Okay, here, and set the spacing value to 5 points. Okay, then add a number of spacing constraints for the stack view. Okay, like this. So again, we are going to use 5 for the top, 2 for left and right sides like this, and 1 for the bottom side. Okay, like this. And also don't forget to tick this option this time again, constraint margins, then add 4 constraints. Cool, like this. Perfect. To finish the layout of the screen, embed the table view controller in a navigation controller. Okay, so first of all, select the table view controller in the document outline. Then go up to the Xcode menu and select editor. Okay, embed in, and then navigation controller. Okay, cool. Set the title of the navigation bar to new cafe. Okay, so I think it's here, or maybe here. Yes, you have to click here and then write new cafe like this. Okay, cool. I prefer to use large titles for the navigation bar, so select the navigation bar of the navigation controller. So I think it's here. Yes. In the attributes inspector, tick the prefers large titles option here, like this. Let me show you. So here it's gonna change like this. Cool. So as you can see, without writing a single line of code, we create a form by using a static table view. We are not limited to create forms with static table views. You can apply the same technique to create other screens like settings. Okay guys, so far we just created a standalone table view controller. We expect to bring up this controller when a user taps a plus button in the top right corner of the main controller. Here, okay? Obviously we need to connect the button with the new cafe controller using a segue. In the interface builder, first drag a bar button, okay? Bar button like this, okay? From the object library to the navigation bar of the cafe gram controller, okay? Here, okay? Like this. In the attributes inspector, change the title option to blank, okay? Press enter, and set the image option to plus. Okay, press enter. Also change the tint to black. Here you're going to select black color like this. You have to know that a bar button is very similar to a standard button. However, a bar button is specifically designed for navigation bars and toolbars. Okay. Next, hold the control key and drag the plus button to the navigation controller that embeds the new cafe view controller. Okay, so like this. Okay, release the button and select present modally for the segue type here. Okay, cool. Set the identifier of the segue to add cafe in the attributes inspector. So select it, and here set the identifier to add cafe like this and press enter. Okay. Okay. You can right click any empty area on the storyboard and select the zoom out option to have an overview of the storyboard. Okay. So similar to the model view controller we built before, we need to provide a way for users to dismiss it, okay, in the navigation bar of the new Cafe View controller. So here, add a bar button item to the top left corner, okay, so here. Like this, okay. In the attributes inspector, set the title to blank and image to close. Okay, so here blank, press enter, and image to close like this and press enter. Cool. Again, change the tint to black. Here, black color. Okay, cool. So when a user taps the cancel button, the model view will be dismissed. In order to do that, we'll define an unwind segue. So select the Cafe Table View controller. Okay, Cafe Table View controller, which is the destination controller, okay, and define the following unwind action. Maybe here, add IB action, okay, func, unwind to home, okay, with one parameter, which is a segue, to be type of US Storyboard segue, okay, and then right into that dismiss like this, okay, and here nil. Cool. Once you add this method, Interface Builder can recognize the unwind action. Now go back to main.storyboard, okay, hold Control key and drag from the close button to the exit icon of the scene dock, okay, like this. In the pop-over menu, select the Unwind to Home with Segue option for the action segue. Cool. Now let's have a quick test. Okay, compile and run the project. Again, after launching the app, tap the plus icon. You should see the new cafe screen. Okay, here. Cool. And we can also dismiss it. Okay, like this. So do you aware that the text field of the app doesn't have rounded corners here, as you can see? Oh, I think I have totally forgot to change this background color to light gray, okay, to these four text fields, okay. So that's we're going to do right now quickly. So we have to go back to this new cafe scene, okay, and maybe here, okay. No, not this one, sorry. From the second cell, okay, here, select the text field, okay, and here set the background color to custom, and here to yes, press enter. Cool. I'm going to do that again. Also this one, okay, 241 like this, okay, press enter. Maybe we can select it directly here, okay. Okay, like this, and the last one here, okay. Cool, okay, now it works. Yes, I'm going to relaunch the simulator, and you will see that our text fields don't have rounded corners. Okay, so here, as you can see, they are not rounded. Okay, so the default text field doesn't come with rounded corners and text indentation. Okay, it's our responsibility to build a custom text field with these features. To do that, we will create a custom version of UI text field. Okay, so right now in the project navigator, right click the view folder here and select new file. Choose the Cocoa Touch class template. Then in the next screen, name the class rounded text field and set its subclass to UI text field. Okay, so here, where is it? UI text field. This one. Okay, cool. And here you are going to write rounded text field. Okay, like this. Then press next and save it into your project. Okay, cool. Once the file is created, replace the content with the following code. Okay, so you can delete that, we don't need it. Okay, and then you write let padding to be equal of UI hedge insets. Okay, like this. And here you are going to write 0, 10, 0 and 10, like this. Okay, and then override func text rect, this one. Okay, and write return bounds dot by inset, and here you are going to say padding like this. Okay, cool. Then placeholder rect, you write the same thing, you can copy it. Okay, and finally editing rect like this, and also copy. Okay, then override layout subviews like this, and write super dot layout subviews, then self dot layer dot corner radius is equal to 5, and here self dot layer dot mask to bounds is equal to true. Okay, so the first three methods are for text indentation, while the last method is for creating the rounded corners. Let me first explain how text indentation is done. Each of the three methods is designed for drawing the rectangle for the text field. Okay, this one returns the drawing rectangle for the text field's text. Okay, this one returns the drawing rectangle for the text field's placeholder text. And finally, this one returns the rectangle in which editable text can be displayed. Okay, so you should know how to create rounded corners for a text field, as we have discussed the technique in earlier videos. What you need to do is to assign a value greater than 0 to the corner radius. Okay, property. Here we set it to 5 points. The layout subviews is called every time when the text field is laid out. Okay, now that we have created a rounded corner version of the text field, we have to apply it to the text field in the controller. Okay, so let's go back to main.storyboard. Select the text field for the cafe name, for instance. So here, or you can directly select it here. Sorry, it's even better. Okay, and then go to Identity Inspector and change its custom class to rounded text field. Okay, here, like this. Cool. Repeat the procedures for the rest of the text fields except the text view for the cafe description. Okay, so here, then here, and finally this one. Okay, cool. Once you finish, you can run the app to try it out. Okay, the text field should now have rounded corners. As you can see, it works. Okay, cool. So have you tried to key in something in the text field here, for instance? If you haven't tried it, please run the app again and give it a shot. By default, the simulator doesn't show the software keyboard. You can press Command K to bring it up, okay, like this, Command plus K, and it works, okay? For now, when you hit the return key, for instance, if I work something, I don't know, if I press the return key, it won't move to the next text field, okay? The cursor just stays where it is. Okay, let's see how to move the cursor to the next text field when the user taps the return key. The general idea is that we assign each of the text fields a tag, okay? Say for the name text field here, for instance, we set its tag to 1. In the attributes inspector here, this is the tag option, okay? The type text field will have a tag value of 2. When a user hits the return key, the text field recognizes the event, okay? Next, it looks up the next text field by increasing the tag value by 1 and then tell the cursor to move to that text field, okay? So in order to implement this solution in code, we have to first create a custom class for the new cafe controller. So here in the project navigator, right-click the controller folder, okay, and select new file and choose Cocoa Touch class template, and then set the class name to new cafe controller and its subclass to UI table view controller, okay? So here UI table view controller, okay, and here we're going to write new cafe like this. Cool, and press next. Okay, once the new cafe controller.swift file is created, remove the following generating methods because we don't need them for the static table view. Okay, so number of sections and number of rows in section, you can delete them, okay, like this. Cool. Next, create an outlet variable for each of the text fields and the text view, okay? So first add IB outlet var name text field, okay, to be type of rounded text field, which is our custom class, okay? And then you're going to set some things, okay? So first of all, name text field dot tag is equal to 1, okay? Then name text field dot become first responder, okay? And then name text field dot delegate is equal to self, okay? Cool. Then no, sorry. Then add IB outlet var type text field like this to be type of rounded text field. Okay, and then did set type text field dot tag is equal to 2, and then type text field to delegate is equal to self. Okay, like this. Then IB outlet var address text field, okay, like this, to be type of rounded text field. Okay, then did set address text field dot tag is equal to 3. Okay, and address text field dot delegate is equal to self. Okay, then IB outlet var phone text field to be type of rounded text field, like this, did set. Okay, then phone text field dot tag is equal to 4. Okay, and phone text field dot delegate is equal to self. Okay, and the last one, add IB outlet var description text view, okay, to be type of rounded text, no, to be type of UI text view. Okay, did set description text view dot tag equal to 5, description dot layer dot corner radius is equal to 5, and finally description view text view dot layer dot masks to bounds is equal to true. Okay, cool. So whether it's a button or a text field or any other view object, you can make use of the tag property to store a tag value. Okay, in the code above, we assign each of the text fields and the text view with a different tag value. The name text field has the smallest tag value and it's the first responder. Okay, but the next question is how we can detect the pressing of the return button. Okay, UI text field delegate is the protocol we need to adopt in order to process the event. Okay, the protocol provides developers a set of optional methods to manage the editing of a text field. Okay, the method that is particularly useful when a user presses the return key in a text field, the method will be invoked. We can implement the method to move the cursor to the next text field. Okay, but first we have to adopt the UI text field delegate protocol by appending it to the class declaration. Okay, so here you are going to write UI text field delegate like this, and next insert the following method in the class. Okay, so maybe here mark like this. Okay, and write text text field methods, maybe like this. Okay, and here you can write text field should return. Okay, it's this one, and here we are going to write if let next text field equal to view dot view with tag, and inside you are going to write text field dot tag +1, then text field dot resign first responder, and then next text field is becoming the first responder. Okay, and also don't forget to return something because it expects a Boolean answer. Okay, so return true. Cool. So in the code above, we increase the current tag value by 1 and call view.view with tag to retrieve the next text field. Then we remove the focus of the current text field by calling resign first responder and let the next text field become the first responder. It's not ready to test the app yet. We have to go back to main.storyboard, okay, to connect the outlets, obviously. Okay, so in interface builder, select the new cafe controller, okay, here. Go to the identity inspector and set its custom class to new cafe controller. Here, new cafe controller. Okay, cool. Then right click the new cafe controller to establish the connections with the outlet variables. Okay, here, so address text field with this one, description text view with this one, name text field with this one, phone text field with this one, and finally type text field with this one. Okay, cool. Okay, now test the app again. Okay, if you tap the return key while editing a text field, the cursor will automatically move to the next field. So here, if I write something or not, for instance, and then I press the return key, it goes to the next text field, so it works perfectly. Cool. Okay, and now before we move on to the usage of Uiimagepickercontroller, let's customize the navigation bar. This is completely optional, but I want to make the UI consistent. Okay, so update the viewDidLoad method of the new cafe controller class like this. So here, new cafe controller class. And we are going to write here. Okay, first you can delete these comments. Okay, and write configure navigation bar appearance. Configure navigation. Yes, navigation bar appearance. Okay, and write navigation controller dot navigation bar dot tint color is equal to white. Okay, then navigation controller to navigation bar to dot shadow image is equal to an empty UI image. Okay, and here we can also go and take those lines maybe here. Yes, we can take them here. Yes, these lines. Okay, copy paste and put them here like this. Okay, as I have already discussed the customization of navigation bars in one of my previous videos, I believe you understand what the code means. Okay, otherwise go back to my previous video on this topic. Okay, so we can launch the simulator again and see what we get. Cool, as you can see it works. Okay guys, nice. Okay, now when the first table view cell is tapped here, okay, we will let users choose the photo source camera or photo library. The UIKit framework provides a convenient API called Uiimagepickercontroller, okay, for loading photos from the photo library, okay. What's great is that the same API can be used to bring up a camera interface for taking a picture. But unfortunately, the simulator doesn't support the camera feature. If you want to test an app that uses the built-in camera, you need a real iOS device, okay? Starting from Xcode 7, you no longer need to enroll in the Apple developer program before you can test your app on a real iOS device. But I will show you how to deploy an app to the device for testing in later chapter, okay? In order to allow users to choose the photo source, we will use Uiimagepickercontroller to bring up an action sheet and ask the user to pick an option, okay? So right now insert the following method to detect the touch. Okay, maybe here, I don't know. Okay. Mark. Maybe write table view delegate options, methods maybe, and now write did select, okay, row add, and then you write if indexPad.row is equal to 0 like this, then let photo source request controller to be type of Uiimagepickercontroller, okay, and then open parentheses, and you're going to choose this one, okay. So it's an empty title. Then message, you can write choose your photo source, okay, like this, and here we're going to select action sheet as the style, okay, cool. Then we're going to write the actions. So the first one is the camera action. Let camera action, okay, to be type of UiimagepickerAction, open parentheses, select this one, and here you're going to write camera simply. Then here the style will be default, okay, and in the handler press enter, okay. So here it expects an action, okay, and then here just write if Uiimagepickercontroller dot is source type available, okay, dot camera here, okay, then let image picker to be type of Uiimagepickercontroller, okay, with empty parentheses. Then image picker dot allows editing is equal to false, and image picker dot source type is equal to camera, okay, like this. And finally we present it, okay, by writing image picker, then animated to be true, and then completion to be nil. Cool. Okay, so this is our first action. Okay, then we write the photo library action like this. Action, okay, to be type of UiimagepickerAction. with this one, the title will be photo library. Okay, style will be default. Okay, and press enter for the handler. Okay, so it also expects an action here. Then you write here approximately the same code. Okay, so if Uiimagepickercontroller dot is source type available, this time it's photo library. Okay, then let image picker to be type of Uiimagepickercontroller with empty parentheses. Okay, then image picker dot allows editing to be equal to false, and then image picker dot source type to be equal to photo library. Okay, like this, and then we present it again. Write image picker, then animated true, then maybe okay, then completion nil. Okay, like this. Cool. And finally, once we have created these two actions, we have then to present them in the photo source request controller. Okay, so photo source request controller dot add action. So the first it's camera action, and then photo source request controller dot add action to be equal of photo library action, like this. Cool. And then we present this final controller. Okay, present like this, open parentheses, and here you just write photo source request controller, and here nil. Cool. As we've discussed before, the didSelectRow method is called when a cell is selected. Okay, do you remember? In this case, we only want to bring up an alert controller when the first cell is selected. Therefore, we have a conditional check at the very beginning here. Okay? Yes. So we created two alert actions in the code above. One is for using the camera and the other is for loading the photo library. If you look into the code of both actions, the code snippets basically the same, except the source type is different. To load the photo library, all you need to do is create an instance of Uiimagepickercontroller and set its source type to photo library. If you want to bring the camera for taking photos, just need to set the source type to camera. You then call up the present animated completion method to bring up the photo library or the camera. Okay, that's it. Easy, right? Sometimes the user may not allow you to access the photo library. So as a good practice, you should always use the class method is source type available to verify if a particular media source is available. Okay, so in iOS 10 or later, for privacy reasons, you have to explicitly describe the reason why your app accesses the user's photo library or camera. Okay, if you fail to do so, you will end up with the above error, reading from private user settings. Okay, to fix that, you need to add two keys in the info playlist file and provide your reason. So here you are going to select info playlist. You can treat the info playlist file as a configuration file of your app project. It contains the meta information of your app, such as bundle ID, spotted orientation, and its content is structured using XML. Okay, now select this file in the project navigator and right click any blank area in the editor and select add arrow. Okay, add row. Okay, then choose privacy photo library usage description. Privacy photo library, where is it? Okay, this one. Okay, usage description, okay, and set the value to you need to grant the app access to your photo library so you can pick your favorite cafe photo. Okay, press enter. Repeat the same procedure, okay, here add row, and set the key to privacy camera usage description. Okay, privacy camera usage description, this one, okay, and set the value to you need to grant the app access to your camera in order to take photos. Okay, so the simulator already comes with several sample photos. Okay, if you okay, as you can see here, if you want to add your own photos, drag them from Finder to the simulator like this. For instance, I'm going to bring these 3 images. I select them. Why it's not working? Okay, like this, and just drop them like that. Okay, and now they appear here. Cool. If you select a photo from the photo library, it wouldn't show up in the image view. Okay, you can try. How do you know which photo the user selects? To interact with the image picker interface, the new cafe controller class has to adopt 2 delegates, Uiimagepickercontroller delegate and Uiimagepickercontroller delegate. Okay, so here in this file we're going to write I have a bug here, I don't know why. It's okay. So Uiimagepickercontroller delegate and Uiimagepickercontroller delegate. Okay, when a user chooses a photo from the photo library, the Uiimagepickercontroller did finish picking media with info method of the delegate is called. Okay, so maybe we can write it here. We can say image picker methods and write image picker controller method did finish media with info. Okay, this one. Okay, by implementing the method, we can get the selected photo from the method's parameter. Before implementing the method, let's declare an outlet variable for the image view. Okay, later we can set the image view with the chosen image. So here maybe add AB outlet var photo image view to be type of UI image view. Okay, like this. Cool. Now go to interface builder and connect the image view of the cell with the photo image view outlet variable. Okay, so here this one, photo image view outlet with that. Okay, with photo. Okay, cool. Next, implement the delegate method as follows. So here, if let selected image is equal to info Uiimagepickercontroller original image as UI image. Okay, then no, it's renamed. Okay, place. Okay, info. Okay, okay, sorry. So here that I think it's for Xcode 10 users, okay, this line. And the previous one that I wrote was for the Xcode 9 users. Okay, guys, so I let you choose the one you need, okay? And then you write here photo image view dot image is equal to selected image, like that. Photo image view dot content mode is equal to scale aspect fill, and finally photo image view dot clips to bounds is equal to true. Okay, I can write it here if you want. Yes. No. Okay, cool. And then we have to dismiss true and here nil. Okay. When the method is called, the system passes you an info dictionary object that contains the selected image. Then Uiimagepickercontroller dot info key dot original image is the key of the image selected by the user. Okay, the above code assigns the image view with the selected image. We also change the content mode so that the image is displayed in aspect fill mode. Lastly, we call the dismiss method to dismiss the image picker. Okay, don't forget to add this line in the did select route method immediately after the declaration of image picker for both alert action. Here image picker dot delegate is equal to self, and also here image picker dot delegate is equal to self, like this. Okay, now we are ready to test the app. Try to select a photo from the album and it should be displayed right in the image view. Okay, okay, photo library. Unfortunately, the image is not perfectly displayed. It's because some layout constraints are missing. Let's first revisit the layout constraint of the image view. If we go to main.storyboard and take a look at the image view, okay, I think like this. Yes. We have just defined two constraints to center the image in both vertical and horizontal direction. When the app loads the selected image from the photo library, it tries to satisfy the constraints and center the image in the cell. But if the image is larger than the viewable area of the image view, it won't be fully displayed, just like the one shown here, okay, in the simulator. To fix the issues, we have to add a few layout constraints so that the image is bound within the viewable area. Instead of defining the layout constraint visually through the interface builder editor, you can add the constraints by using an API called NSLayoutConstraint. Okay, this time let us see how to create them programmatically. Okay, now back to the image view. I think here we have to add 4 layout constraints for the top, bottom, leading, and trailing sides of the image view. Okay. Update the delegate method with the following code. Okay, so here, let me see. Yes, here. Let leading constraint, okay, to be type of NS layout constraint, this one, open parentheses, and you're going to select this one. Okay, then you select an item. We are going to select photo image view, the attribute it's leading. Okay, then related by equal like this. Okay, to item photo image view. Okay, another attribute which is also leading. Okay, and multiplier will be 1 and constant 0. Okay, then we have to activate this constraint. Okay, so leading constraint dot is active to be equal to true, like this. And either you can rewrite each time these lines, or I'm just going to copy paste them 3 times again. Okay, like this. Okay, and then simply change the name. So here trailing, copy paste it here, and here it's trailing, and here also trailing. Okay, like this. Cool. Then here top constraint, I think. Yes, like this, copy paste, and here it's gonna be top, and then here also top. Okay, like this. And finally here bottom constraints. And here also bottom. Okay, like this. Cool. I think we were done. So here we programmatically define and activates 4 layout constraints for the image view so that the image is bound within the cell. Okay, now let's run the app again. The app should now be able to display the selected image properly. Okay, now it seems I made a mistake. Oh, I forgot, sorry. Here we have to write super view, and lastly super view. Okay, I'm going to relaunch the simulator again, and normally it should work perfectly. It's also a good thing that I make mistakes directly with you and see how we can fix them. Okay. Cool. Okay, we are going to add another one just to see if it works perfectly. Perfect. Okay, one last thing that I forgot to mention is to see how can we hide the separator lines in the static table view. You see these lines. So it's very easy. You just have to go to main.storyboard here. Then you select table view in the document outline, and here in attributes inspector, I think you just have to select known for separator. Okay, and normally if I relaunch the simulator, as you can see, the lines have vanished. I think I can say like this, vanished, and the design is rather much better. Okay, in this lesson we demonstrate how to create a static table view using Interface Builder. While you can use a table view to display dynamic data from data source, a static table view provides a great way to display a finite quantity of data that is already known beforehand. You also learned how to access the built-in photo library. Uiimagepickercontroller makes it so simple for developers to access the built-in camera and photo library. Okay? Furthermore, we walk through NS layout constraint together. You should now have some ideas about how to create layout constraints programmatically. You commonly use Interface Builder to define the layout constraints. That's good enough for most layouts. However, when you need to build a dynamic UI that changes within the application, you will need to modify the layout constraints at runtime. And today, I only give you a brief introduction to NS layout constraints. And next up, we will talk about code data and see how to save the cafe data in a database. Okay guys, so if you enjoyed this lesson, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just do it, and I see you later guys. Bye bye.